NTG Clarity Networks is a stock. I get to brag a little bit on this one. I mean, I was covering them at 3 cents. At this day, they were down 15%, 14%. At 3 cents, remember, they did a 5-to-1 reverse split. So that I was covering them at 15 cents Canadian. And when I was covering them at this price, and they only had this is COVID. This is their one little blip up for COVID. That's all they got. And when I was covering them at this price, I was looking at this. This was in their investor deck. You see that growth that they're talking about here? Projected growth, as well as the growth that they had already gotten. It just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense, right? So I was asking what's changed. One of the things that's changed with this company that I pointed out was the last time they marketed themselves was 7 years ago. This company had done absolutely no marketing. And back when I was making my first videos on NTG Clarity, they were starting to market themselves, but I was pointing it out like nobody was noticing. This video here, 7 views in 5 days. I can't even, as a YouTube channel, that would be painful to make a video, even 2 minutes and 50 seconds, not very long, but you only get 7 views. That's painful. But people were not noticing the stock. I kept making videos on them. Here they are again, right? 6.5 cents. And already up in the year, 1 year, 85%. People typically ask, and you're going to ask, I bring this up because you're going to ask again later. Well, it's already up 85%. How much further can it possibly go? Look at this chart. I don't like buying at 52-week highs. Good companies will hit 52-week highs over and over and over and over. It's really hard to just look at this and say, well, it's done, right? You really need to go research the company. Figure out where you think the value is and whether or not it can go higher, because sure as heck, NTG Clarity kept going higher. And again, they put out new investor decks. They started marketing themselves. And again, I was looking at this, right? Look at those projected numbers. For a 3-cent stock, they were going to have this type of revenue growth and they were going to have profitability. That was definitely something to look at. For people that were wondering if NTG Clarity Networks could go higher back then, that was back here. That was way down here, right? Now we're sitting at up 7.5% in the day, 57 cents Canadian. They're way up here. And now people again are asking, can they go higher? Can the share price go even higher than that? I am not your financial advisor. I do not give buy, sell, or hold alerts. So this channel is not how to invest. It's just talking about how I invest, because I needed a good place to come to and discuss microcap stocks with like-minded people. This is just my opinion. Well, they just released their 2023 numbers. They're even better than expected. Record-setting year-end 2023 financial results, revenue of $27.7 million, profit of $2.3 million. So this is a profitable, growing microcap stock that everybody is looking for. Interesting for me, I love their presentation. They have outlook for 2024. The first thing they talk about is their customers. The second thing they talk about is their people and their staff. So they're really a people-friendly company. They have been around for like 25 years, right? You're not around for that long by not worrying about people. They actually talk about community. They are opening schools right now in Egypt, right? But when I look at shareholders, of course, this is an investing channel. We're looking at purchase orders on hand and contracts we expect to close in 2024. We expect our revenue to approximately double to 50 million. That's what got people excited, right? They expect revenue to double to 50 million in 2024. And the greatest thing is we're talking about purchase orders already on hand. That's why they're able to give that guidance. Pretty close anyway. They've also got 3 years of consistent profitability under their belt. They're actively identifying opportunities to make sure as much of this new revenue flows to the bottom line. So a company that kind of cares about shareholders. Some lines here that you can't ignore. You know, historic year, every quarter breaking all-time record revenue. We're expecting growth never before seen in more than 30 years in the business. What did I say? 25? They've been here for 30 years. The revenue that we're talking about, so 57% growth. So they are beating Gatekeeper, who's getting 35% right now. They just had 57% revenue growth, 27.7 million, and profit of 2.3 million. So probably can work on that a little bit. Like I said, Gatekeeper got 1.6 million of profit on less than 10 million. NTG Clarity's getting 2.3 million on 27 million revenue, but that is up 190% from 2022. So it's not like they're not working on it. Just takes a little bit of time, right? As well as they can grow. So they opened up this new office in Cairo. They have space for more than 100 new staff. So for people wondering how they're going to accommodate that future revenue, that's one of the ways how. And of course, some things to talk about. I'm not going to go into this full. I'm going to need to make another video on them. They released a 74-page MD&A with their numbers. There's a lot of information to go through. But what they're talking about is go figure out what this company does. It's absolutely fascinating. So they're getting increasing demand for their outsourcing services, as well as they have a software product of lineup. So they have 2 to 4 streams of revenue, depending on how you look at it. So they have these lines of business where they're outsourcing software development. This is their main business here, right? So this is a booming trend in digital transformation, means enterprises around the world are looking to rapidly expand their software development teams. This is their on-site services software development. That's 78% of this total revenue. That's what's booming for this company. And then finally, they have 10% of their total revenue. They're growing software products, which is this NT Gaps. It's a toolbox designed to simplify digital transformation by providing customizable web and mobile application templates. So digital software and software developer company. And that's kind of why they're growing so quickly. Well, a couple reasons. They reduced their deficit by 41%. They closed a private placement with 1.1 million back in December of 2023. Don't forget that. That was all purchased by the president and the CEO, I believe. So they've been funding this company so far. And they did have that 5-to-1 share consolidation earlier. When we look at the numbers, couple things to work on for. There's still room for improvement. So revenue grew, like we talked about, 53%. Cost of sales grew 69%. Operating expenses grew basically 50%. So they do have some things to work on. Hopefully this is just for growth and expansion, that some of these numbers grew a little bit quicker than revenue, but it's something to look for. No company is perfect, right? So we do need to watch that, hopefully some of these numbers, increasing cost of sales and expenses, are up because they're planning to expand, and we can see these expenses drop to more normalized numbers moving forward. I will say, though, this is beautiful, going from 788,000 to 2.3 million in comprehensive income. And again, finally, per share, 1 cent per share of earnings. So that's fantastic. Again, we look at the share price, 57 cents Canadian. I think the main question here is kind of how. How can it go up further? Why are people still excited about this stock after being up, what is it here? 280% on the year, 185% in 2024. These are massive gains for shareholders. Congratulations, right? Absolutely congratulations. I know it's stressful sometimes investing. I typically recommend, when you get days like this and earnings like this, take a break, go enjoy it, go slow clap yourself, go pat yourself on the back, go treat yourself to something. This is just amazing. I know there's always worries about the future, but I mean, as microcap investors, there's a lot of stress sometimes. There's a lot of there's a lot of volatility. And when the volatility works in your favor, and you get 280% returns, go enjoy it, right? Now, I know the question in the future will be, how does this continue? How does NTG Clarity Networks continue to go up? The reason they do that is essentially the future of this company. So again, they're talking about all these contracts that they already have on hand. These are already unbilled purchase orders that have been coming in. This is, previously announced contracts, the majority of which are expected to be completed in 2024. That's why they can give such good guidance. And this puts NTG well on their path to reach a 2024 revenue target of 50 million. But the reason I have this slide up, I want to point out, targeting bottom line profit of 10%. So again, remember I showed you those expenses, showing you there's some room for improvement. They're already recognizing that there's room for improvement. They do want to improve on that. They are targeting a bottom line profit of 10%. That should significantly cut some of those expenses and get a little bit more earnings for this company as their revenue doubles. Again, they're driving this home. NTG's revenue target is 50 million. And again, their profit margin target is 10%. So I've seen this now twice. This has never changed. This is their target. This is their goals. This is what they're working towards. I think we can work with these numbers, can we not? I mean, how many people want a company that's going to double their revenue and get a bottom line profit margin of 10%? That's fantastic. I think one of the reasons that people are excited or discovered this stock in the first place, share price was probably already up a little bit, because I think it was, what, a month ago, 16th of April 2024 that this was released. Man, time flies. That was only about 2 weeks ago. This research paper came out from Activate Capital. And of course, this is what they're talking about, right? Their price at the time when they did the research for NTG Clarity Networks was 41 cents. The price target for NTG, according to Activate, this is not me saying that. I've already given my opinion on this a little bit. Their price target, though, is $3.58. I will link to this research paper down below in the pinned comment after this live stream. Go take a look, because one of the things is Activate Capital does have 100,000 warrants of NTG Clarity Networks. So they do have some bias to basically give NTG Clarity Networks such a high price target. But still, if you look at their numbers, even if you argue that $3.58 is too high, a lot of the research is still really good. So you start wondering, can it go to even $2? Can it go to $1? That's from 57 cents that it's at today. That's still basically double. Now, I assume, go read that paper, that they worked with the company to develop some of these numbers, because what got people so excited was this is their forecast. They put all these numbers together for NTG Clarity. Now, just so I'm clear with myself, what did they actually report? I just need to go double check this, sorry. So they reported 27.7 million of revenue in the year, right? That's important in a second. So the full year expected that was in the Activate report was 27.2. So NTG actually beat these expected full year 2023 numbers by Activate. And Activate has put in some work to try to predict the future growth of this company. They're actually saying, I kind of crossed out the number there. They're actually saying that they're going to get 54.6 million. So NTG has said 50 million, right? And Activate has crunched the numbers. They believe that NTG Clarity Networks gets 54.6 million in 2024. They are saying they are expecting NTG Clarity to get 73.3 million of revenue expected in 2025. So that would be absolutely stunning. That's obviously why they get that $3.58 price target. Can NTG do it? I don't know, but I mean, look at the growth of this company. You can see here, this is 2022. You're getting numbers of 3 million, 4 million per quarter. All of a sudden in 2022, you start seeing 5 million per quarter. They hit 2023. All of a sudden it's 6 million per quarter, 7 million per quarter, 8 million per quarter. Next quarter, I believe Activate has them at 10 million and something. So straight growth, almost every quarter to quarter to quarter growth for NTG Clarity Networks. Now, final answer. What am I giving them? 0 to 5 stars. I'm not giving them a star rating right now. And they released a lot of transparency into this company. They released 74 pages of presentations, numbers, pictures, everything the company is working on. I need to go read through all 74 pages before I can give a true star rating. Right now, I've read through about 10. They just released their earnings about, I don't know, 4 hours ago, 3 hours ago. I haven't had time to go read through it all. So I am not giving a star rating today. You go read this. And I will link to this down below in the pinned comment as well, just so if you're interested in NTG Clarity Networks, you need to go take a look at their annual 2023 report. Tons of great information, fantastic document from the company. This was actually a slide I had in my first NTG Clarity video that I made, and basically asking if this is a stock that is a turtle with a rocket ship on its back because something didn't look right. This was a 3-cent stock that had done nothing for 25 years, and all of a sudden they were getting this massive growth. And I thought something was going to be different, something was going to change, and it has. That's it. That's all I got. That's my presentation. You can go now. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up if you're going to leave. I really appreciate your time.